We're going to continue our discussion about surface area and volume. Previously we had talked about prisms and pyramids. Today we're going to focus on cylinders and cones. Cylinders are just like prisms. Cylinders are going to have two bases and a height. Just like our prisms, whereas cones are going to be just like our pyramids, where we're only going to have one base. We have height and we have slant height. Now again, hopefully those vocabulary words sound familiar because we have discussed those with prisms and pyramids. So again, with those two shapes, we are going to be working with surface area and volume. Remember again, surface area is like wrapping a present and volume is filling the inside of that shape. So yesterday we had talked about the surface area for prism. Notice it is the exact same formula for our cylinder. Same thing with volume. Okay, so the formulas that we worked with prisms are going to be the exact two formulas that we are going to use with our cylinders. Now notice the formula that we used for pyramid is going to be the exact same formula that we use for a cone with our surface area and with our volume. So since we've already used these four formulas, we should be experts at it, which means when we are talking about the P, remember it's the perimeter of the base, B is the area of the base, H is that true height connecting the two bases together, and L is our slant height. So the only difference today are the pictures themselves, but the great news is those formulas are the exact same thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first problem. Notice that in our first picture we have a cylinder. It has two bases. So since we're going to be working with surface area, remember that formula is pH plus 2b. And again, our two bases are right here and right there. So just like the other day, I am going to suggest sketching a picture of your base, which is a circle, and we're going to use that radius of 3. Now, remember P stands for the perimeter of our base, but perimeter of a circle is really the circumference. Which is d pi. So our perimeter or our circumference is 6 pi. Remember B stands for the area of our base. And if we're talking about the area of a circle, we are going to need pi r squared. So that gives us 9 pi. So now, just like yesterday, we can go ahead and fill in those pieces of information. We have 6 pi. The true height of our cylinder is 7, plus 2 times our bases, which were 9 pi. What I'm going to recommend is let's multiply that together, get 42 pi. Multiply that together, get 18 pi. And now we can add those like terms together for a grand total of 60 pi. So obviously the biggest change is the fact that we're using circles. So our P is going to be our circumference formula and our B is going to be our area formula. So let's keep practicing with those a little bit more. In picture number 2, we are dealing with a cone. And since we want to find the surface area, that formula from yesterday, 1/2 PL plus B. Again, our base is the circle. So off on the side, let's go ahead and take a look at that circle. It has a circle with a radius of 6. So when we want to find our perimeter, that's our circumference. So we really need d pi. The diameter of that circle is 12, so p is 12 pi. When we want b, that's the area of our circle. That's going to be pi r squared. So pi 6 squared is 36 pi. So now we have 1/2 times 12 pi times, now remember we need our slant height. That's the L. The slant height is right there, the 10. So we'll put our 10 into our formula plus our base, which is 36 pi. Let's go ahead and do that calculation. Half of 12 is 6. 6 times 10. So we have 60 pi plus 36 pi for a grand total of 96 pi. So again, P is our circumference, B is our area. Let's go ahead and take a look at the third picture. Looks like we have two bases right there and right there. So since we have two bases, that means we are working with a cylinder. And since this problem just wants volume, volume is B times H. Again though, let's go ahead and draw our base. And we have a diameter of 8. So when we need P, P is the perimeter, which is the circumference, d pi. Our diameter is 8, so we have 8 pi. B is our area, which is pi r squared. Since our diameter was 8, that means our radius is 4. 4 squared is 16. So we have 16 pi. So in our formula, we have 16 pi times h, remember, is the true height. There it is. That true height is 5. So we can go ahead and put 5 into our formula. So 16 times 5 gives us 80 pi. Now, notice this formula didn't even require me to calculate P, so I kind of did an extra step, so we could have saved ourselves a little bit of time. So I guess let's just make sure we pay attention with problem number 4. Problem number 4, we only have one base. That one base is right here. So since we only have one base, that means that we are dealing with a cone. And since we want to find volume, the volume of a cone is 1/3 B times H. So let's go ahead and draw that base, which again is just a circle with a radius of 5. Now, paying attention, this formula only asks me for B. So B is the area of that base. Area of a circle is pi r squared. So pi 5 squared is 25 pi. So we can go ahead, we have 1/3 times 25 pi times the height. Now again, height needs to be the true straight height. And of course, we don't have that information. But what I'm hoping that you're seeing is that we have a right triangle here. So we're going to have to use a little bit of Pythagorean theorem to do this calculation. So remember, Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we'll squeeze it in over here. 5 squared plus b squared equals 13 squared. That's 25 That's 169. So if I subtract, that'll give me 144. And when I square root, that'll give me 12. So that true height we're going to put into our formula is 12. So now we're ready to go ahead and multiply that. 1/3 times 25 times 12. And we're just going to go ahead and leave that pi in our answer and say that our answer is 100 pi. So there you have it. The formulas have not changed whatsoever. So prisms and cylinders go together, pyramids and cones go together. The biggest issue is when we encounter a circle, P is the circumference, which is d pi, B is the area, which is pi r squared. Good luck.